Welcome back to Simplifying Synthesis. In this video, we are going to look at the total synthesis of Cochlearol B. This work was published by the Schindler group in Angewandte Chemie in their paper Total Synthesis of Cochlearol B by an approach based on a Catellani reaction and visible light-enabled 2+2 cycloaddition. The target of this paper was first isolated by Cheng et al. In 2014 from Ganoderma cochlear, which is a bracket fungus that is commonly used in traditional Chinese medicine. Extracts from this fungus have shown renoprotective effects on renal fibrosis by inhibiting the upregulation of collagen-1, fibronectin, and alpha-SMA. Despite this promising bioactivity, only one synthesis has previously been reported, which was completed by the Sagita group in 2021. Cochlearol B is quite a challenging molecule to synthesize, in part due to the 4,5,6,6,6 fused pentacyclic ring system. This contains a heptasubstituted cyclobutane core, in addition to 3 contiguous chiral quaternary centers. So let's look at the retrosynthetic strategy. The first disconnections occur at the alpha-beta unsaturated aldehyde, which could be introduced by installing an enaminone alpha to a carbonyl group, which could then be hydrolyzed, in addition to the demethylation of a phenol ether. The carbonyl required to install this enaminone could be generated from the oxidative cleavage of an alkene. The cyclobutane moiety could be constructed using a 2+2 photocycloaddition, while a Catellani reaction will be used to synthesize the cyclohexane precursor. The triflate required for this reaction could be formed from a ketone that ultimately could be produced using a Kabbe condensation of a substituted phenol. So let's start with this Kabbe condensation. The reaction starts with the protonation of the carbonyl, allowing for the nucleophilic attack of pyrrolidine. Proton transfer allows for the elimination of water and generates an enamine. The ketone is then added to the reaction and can act as a nucleophile in its enol form to attack this iminium ion, forming a carbon-carbon bond. A proton transfer can then occur and the pyrrolidine is eliminated together with the alpha proton to form an enone. This then undergoes an intramolecular attack from the orthohydroxyl group, which completes the formation of the 6-membered ring in a 76% yield. It should be noted that there have been several different mechanisms proposed for this reaction, however they all contain the same basic steps. The Kabbe condensation produced the product as a mixture of isomers, and while it could be carried out asymmetrically, all of the 17 organocatalysts screened produced low yields and unimpressive EEs. To obtain the desired isomer, the researchers instead carried out the reaction racemically and then used Chiral Resolution. They did this using R 2-methylpropane 2-sulphinamide as the chiral resolving agent. Using titanium ethoxide as a catalyst, they reacted this with the carbonyl to form an imine. This produced 2 diastereoisomers, which could be easily separated using column chromatography. The desired isomer could then be hydrolyzed using hydrochloric acid to regenerate the carbonyl. This carbonyl then took part in the next reaction, where the alpha proton was first deprotonated using sodium HMDS, and the enolate was reacted with Commons reagent to form a triflate in an 86% yield. This triflate was required for the Catellani reaction. Palladium first undergoes oxidative addition into the carbon-oxygen bond. This then reacts with an amide functionalized norbornene reagent. This carbopalladation step forms a carbon-carbon bond and positions the palladium where it can react with a hydrogen bound to the alkene. This CH activation step is accelerated by a 5-trifluoromethyl-2-pyridinol additive. This reacts in its pyridone tautomer, where it can coordinate to the palladium through the nitrogen atom, while the oxygen acts as a hydrogen acceptor and lowers the activation energy for the CH activation. This step creates a new carbon-palladium bond, and the palladium then undergoes another oxidative addition, this time with an alkyl iodide. Reductive elimination from this species creates a carbon-carbon bond. In the next step, the norbornene is expelled in a reversal of the carbopalladation seen earlier. The palladium, once again bound to the endocyclic alkene, can form a pi complex with the alkene of the pendant alkyl chain. This then follows the same steps as the Heck reaction, where a syn addition forms a carbon-carbon bond, and beta hydride elimination of the palladium forms the exoalkene and completes the reaction. With all three 6-membered rings now complete, the authors needed to construct the 4 and 5-membered rings, also fused to this system. They accomplished this in one step using a 2+2 photocycloaddition. Reacting the compound with an iridium-derived photocatalyst, under activation with light at 427 nanometers, accomplished this transformation. Unlike other photochemical reactions, where the excited catalyst transfers an electron, this reaction works by energy transfer. This energy transfer promotes one of the electrons from the HOMO into the LUMO together with a change in parity, forming the triplet excited state. In this excited state, the alkene reacts like a diradical and undergoes the 2+2 cycloaddition, forming the cyclobutane ring in a 94% yield. With the polycyclic framework now complete, the authors set about installing dependent alpha-beta unsaturated aldehyde. The alkene was first cleaved using a Lemieux-Johnson oxidation. Osmium tetroxide first undergoes a cycloaddition with the alkene, which then forms a diol upon hydrolysis. Reaction with sodium periodate further oxidizes this diol, cleaving the carbon-carbon bond, producing the target carbonyl in a 40% yield over 2 steps. This carbonyl allows for the formation of an alpha-enaminone. This was carried out using dimethylformamide dimethylacetal, which is an alternative to Brederick's reagent. This compound is in equilibrium with an aminium and methoxide species. This methoxide can deprotonate the alpha position, forming an enolate, which then nucleophilically attacks the iminium. The hemiaminal produced by this attack then eliminates another equivalent of methoxide, which once again deprotonates the alpha position, forming the target enamine in an 86% yield. This compound is then reacted with triflic anhydride. This activates the carbonyl oxygen, and the positive charge is stabilized by conjugation with the enamine. The resulting iminium species is then hydrolyzed with water, producing the alpha-beta unsaturated aldehyde, together with the beta triflate. This triflate could then be reduced using transfer hydrogenation. As we saw in the Catellani reaction, palladium first undergoes an oxidative addition into the carbon-oxygen bond. However, in this case, the palladium was then reacted with formate, which abstracts a hydride together with the elimination of carbon dioxide. The resulting palladium hydride species then undergoes a reductive elimination, forming the target compound in a 76% yield over 2 steps. With this aldehyde now installed, the only transformation that remained was the removal of the methyl group, protecting the phenol. This proved to be challenging, as the compound was unstable under the conditions typically used for this kind of reaction. To overcome this challenge, the researchers first reduced the aldehyde using sodium borohydride to produce the alcohol, and they then reacted the compound with the Grignard reagent. This was done under very unusual conditions, where methyl magnesium iodide was first added to the compound, and then all of the ether which was used as a solvent was evaporated. The resulting solution of the substrate in neat Grignard reagent was then heated to 160 degrees under vacuum for 1 hour, before being cooled to room temperature and then quenched. While unorthodox, this reaction produced the target, albeit in a low yield of 34%. To reoxidize the alcohol back to the aldehyde and complete the synthesis, they used a Swern Oxidation. DMSO is reacted with oxalate chloride. This eliminates a chloride anion, which then acts as a nucleophile towards the sulfur, and this promotes the fragmentation of the oxalyl species, generating the desired sulfonium chloride reagent, together with the elimination of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and chloride. The alcohol attacks the sulfonium, and one of these sulfur methyl groups is then deprotonated by triethylamine. A proton is then abstracted, together with the oxidation of the carbon-oxygen bond and the elimination of dimethyl sulfide. This oxidation completed the synthesis of Cochlearol B in just 14 steps, which is very impressive for a molecule of this complexity. Well, that's everything for this week. In the next video, we will look at the total synthesis of hexaguolide.